Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm the Mystical Intuitive, and today's pick card reading is about the world your future spouse comes from. So we're gonna talk a bit about their background, their upbringing, their family, their culture, their social class, their lifestyle, work and income. We're just gonna look at the world that they come from. Okay, let's see. For pile 1, we have the Lapis Lazuli stone. For pile 2, we have the green Jade stone. And for pile 3, we have the white agate stone. So pick one of these 3 piles and then I'll see you at your reading. Okay, Lapis Lazuli stone, pile 1, this is your reading. We're looking at the world your future spouse comes from. So we're going to cover their background, their family, their upbringing, their culture, their social class, their lifestyle, their work and income. We're just going to look at the world that they come from, the world that they grew up in and that they will be in when you guys will meet. So let's see. What is the world your future spouse come from? For pile 1, show me. Oh, I'm already hearing like affluent family. So could be. Doesn't have to be wealthy. It could just be very well educated. Like they could have a family of doctors or lawyers. Okay, we have here 4 of Cups. We have here the Star. We have the Sun. We have here the 3 of Pentacles. We have the Magician. And we have the 5 of Wands. Already I'm drawn to the Sun. So they could be from a very warm country. Or their parents could be. They could also be, living in a more cold country. But, maybe their parents migrated. Or maybe they were a family that could afford a lot of vacations as well. Even though, they were financially pretty stable, or affluent even. I feel like with the 4 of Cups, there definitely was some sort of emotional neglect here for your future spouse. I feel like their emotional needs weren't always met. So maybe they had parents that were always busy and maybe they had like nannies or something like that. Or maybe they were in daycare a lot. I feel like this person was very independent from a young age on. Because we have the Sun and the Magician. Those are pretty independent energies. The Sun is all about yourself, expressing yourself. So they were very much allowed to express themselves as well. That's the upside. Yeah. With the Star card, there could be their family could be kind of well known. Where in the city that they live in. Or and maybe one of their parents is maybe even in the public eye. Or kind of known in their field in some sort of way. But yeah, with the 4 of Cups, there was definitely some sort of emotional detachment from their parents. Or maybe their parents had like high expectations of them, especially with the Star card. Maybe their parents expected a lot and they didn't fulfill those expectations. So there might be some disappointments there from the parents. I definitely feel like they grew up in a home where emotional needs weren't met, right? Their emotional needs weren't fully met. And so this person kind of coped through a way of becoming more like independent and going inwards as well. Maybe become, very reserved, maybe even introverted. And become very independent early on, very self-sufficient. So I feel like they may come across as very contemplative or reserved about personal matters when it comes to emotions as well. Because maybe they weren't really allowed to express their emotions. Maybe they was dismissed. So this person definitely has like issues with that. And they could definitely be very selective about the people that they kind of let into their world as well. Maybe because they also kind of are in the public eye, or there's something special about them. They may be very attractive. They may have like a good job. And maybe a lot of people are kind of attracted to them because of those qualities, and they know that. And so they're kind of wary about people. So they are very careful who they let in. They don't just let anyone in. And if you feel like this person has like big dreams, big aspirations as well. And I do feel like this person is not a negative person, even though they, you know, their emotions weren't fully met. They're very hopeful. They have a big vision. And I do feel like their family was definitely the kind of family that, you know, inspired them or kind of push them to go after their dreams. You know, they definitely instilled this idea of you can become anything that you want. They might not have been like emotionally available, but they were there was definitely an emphasis on ambition and external validation through achievements and all that. So yeah, their family values that. Let's clarify the star card. Why is the star card here? The star is also Aquarius, which is again that detached energy. I feel like their family was pretty like progressive in some sort of way. I don't get like a very strict or conservative family. I feel like their family was very progressive, very intellectual, but when it comes to emotions and emotional support, they kind of, you know, weren't the best. Why is the star card here? I feel like they were kind of, you know, always allowed to have their own opinions, their own ideas. They were never like pushed into something that they didn't want to do. We have here the Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups. Yeah, maybe one of their parents was always kind of away. You know, the stars are far away in the sky. You can't reach them. So I feel like whenever your future spouse kind of wanted emotional affection from their parents, they, you know, they weren't there. And with the Sun card, I definitely feel like they were comfortable, you know. And I definitely feel like their parents weren't like mad or angry all the time. I feel like it was a happy household. Just there were just a lot of expectations put on them, and you know their needs weren't fully emotionally met. But they were. It was like a positive household, you know. There was a lot of opportunities. You know, they had access to education and resources that kind of allowed them to shine. Maybe there was a lot of money for hobbies and extracurricular activities. And there's definitely this element of maybe of privilege or optimism or confidence as well that they were raised in, right? The sun is the highest in this. It's not the highest in the sky, but it shines the brightest. So yeah, there's definitely this idea that was instilled to them. You are maybe better than others. You know, this is this energy of privilege, right? So I feel like publicly, this person and also their parents did this. This is where they have this from. They may present themselves as successful and accomplished. That is very important to your future spouse and also their family. You know, they're all about accomplishments and not necessarily only like money, but also your achievements. You know, your career title, your contribution to society. And I feel like with the Three of Pentacles, you know, work and career and practical skills were definitely, you know, emphasized. You know, their family or upbringing probably valued, you know, being very disciplined, hardworking, you know, achieving high grades, learning and all that. And I feel like they definitely did a lot of things together as a family here with the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, this family was all about achievements and all that. So their parents definitely like encourage them to pursue excellence or something like that, you know, or a certain profession. But either they failed to live up to that expectation of their parents, or they did, but it still made them kind of depressed, you know? It still maybe made them a bit unhappy here. With the Magician, they could be, you know, very resourceful, maybe entrepreneurial as well. Maybe they have their own business. And they were definitely raised in an environment that kind of encouraged independence and self-reliance, right? This might be someone who left the house very early, right away when they turned 18 as well. And they definitely, you know, learned to make things happen for themselves. This might be someone who paid for their own college education, could be. With the Magician, they could also have access to networks, you know, through their parents. Maybe their parents have connections. And with the Five of Wands, there might have also been kind of competition with siblings. There might be rivalry as well in the family. There might also been challenges. There might also have been kind of like disagreements, especially surrounding maybe what career they would do. Yeah, there's a very ambitious family. They were definitely encouraged to be competitive. So yeah, they come from a relatively comfortable, stable background, you know, where education and ambition and achievement was emphasized. And emotionally, they have kind of definitely learned to be independent and self-reliant, probably because their emotional needs weren't met, you know, or their parents were away a lot of the times for work or something like that. And I feel like despite that, you know, spiritually or morally, their family kind of has a lot of high inspiration and, you know, this big vision as well. And pretty progressive, yeah. What else? Can you tell me more about when they're an adult, their work, profession, income? And if you feel like they didn't came from like a big family, and even if they did, there's more an emphasis on relationship with only like their parents and siblings. I don't get a lot of like aunts and uncles and grandparents. Tell me, what's their profession right now, income, lifestyle, and all that? Oh, and with the Sun card, it definitely feels like they come from like a more sunny country. Like their family might be immigrants as well. So this is like maybe Southern European, maybe Africa, South America, Middle East, you know, those kinds of countries. It feels like a very, yeah, warm country where they have ties to that. Tower, the Devil. Oh, this is a workaholic. Judgment. And the World. Yeah, this is someone highly educated, very smart. I could definitely see something where they were kind of like fired or something, or they lost a job and then they might have decided to start their own business or something like that. Could definitely see them, you know, starting their own business. With the Devil here, you know, they work hard and play hard, you know, very ambitious, workaholic, but they also like to enjoy their life here with the Devil. Maybe they like to go out, maybe they like to drink alcohol, maybe they like to do you know, drugs sometimes or something like that. They're very... Maybe they had also kind of a period of promiscuity here with the Devil as well. But they had fun in their life, definitely. And I feel like at some point it was a bit too much here with the Tower. And there was this Tower moment. And they decided, you know, because they had some sort of wake-up call to become better. It was definitely like some sort of breakdown. I feel like this person is very intellectual. Like they're very science orientated, very philosophical. That's kind of where their morals and values stem from. I mean, with the Judgment card, they could definitely, you know, be spiritual or religious in some way, but they don't blindly believe in religion or spirituality. They definitely value, you know, science, facts as well. So they kind of combine that with the Judgment and the World, especially with this owl, which kind of represents, you know, wisdom. Yeah, with the Tower card, they could have kind of also changed their career path, or there was maybe some sort of breakdown in their financial situation, some sort of sudden change or disruptions or unexpected events. And so they might have also had to rebuild or kind of rethink their professional life at least once, you know. Maybe this is someone who kind of leaves their jobs abruptly. Maybe they've left their job a couple of times, or maybe they face instability or something like that. Yeah. And this person definitely has kind of dealt with temptations or attachments here as well with the devil. Yeah. There's very much emphasis on materialism. This person is materialism. They could also have some sort of depth here. Yeah, and they definitely have to perhaps confront like maybe unhealthy work patterns or other unhealthy habits. But they definitely went through some sort of awakening or transformation regarding their career or lifestyle. So yeah, they definitely learned from their mistakes, reevaluated their priorities, and now they make more, or they take more conscious and responsible, like a responsible approach to work and money and life choices. And I feel like this person is definitely successful, you know, despite the Tower moment that they went through with the world, they're very successful. They have achieved a lot. They're very well educated. This could even be like a PhD, but definitely like a bachelor or master's degree. Maybe they're a doctor, lawyer. And they're also very worldly as well, very well traveled, very well accomplished. Yeah. Let's see, what kind of profession could they be in? They could be in like real estate. They could be somewhere in science, like maybe a doctor or something like that. They could have something to do with like public speaking as well. Workaholic, the devil to me gives that corporate life, you know, or institutions, you know. Capricorn is about institutions, you know, Saturn. Especially with the Tower next to it. It gives you like a building, an institution. Tell me, like, what profession do they have? I can definitely see this person like maybe retiring early or buying a house maybe somewhere in the countryside and kind of being more relaxed in life as well. Like, I feel like later in life they're going to become more relaxed. For once, maybe they are doing the same profession as their family. For once, it's also your country, you know. So maybe they're in politics. The military could also be the case. Six of Swords. Yeah, maybe they travel as well. Knight of Swords. Yeah, they might have to travel. With the World card, they might do something internationally. Maybe maybe an ambassador could also be the case. Yeah, so very interesting. Yeah, they might come from a family that's maybe has connections to politics, you know. Interesting. Okay, well, that's all I have for you, pal. I hope it resonated with you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the reading. And of course, if you want a private reading with me, you can always email me. My email is in the description box below. Have the most beautiful day. Bye-bye. Okay, pal, to the green jade. So we're looking at the world your future spouse comes from. So we're going to look at their upbringing, their background, their culture, their family, their lifestyle, their work, their profession, and all that. Their morals and values as well. Like how did they grow up? And what world did they grow up and in which world are they now? So let's see for the people that chose pile 2. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. I definitely feel like they had like a working mom, like their mom worked. They didn't have like a stay-at-home mom. We have here the chakra healer. So they could be from a background where their parents were maybe from one of the Eastern religions. So Hinduism, could be Buddhism. Maybe their mother, you know, could also be from the West, but she was like maybe very spiritual and all that. Maybe she was all about, you know, eating healthy, eating clean, very all about the nature. Maybe she was passionate about in the environment. Maybe this was someone who, like one of those moms who are all about, you know, eating non-processed foods and all that. There was emphasis on health, eating clean and all that. King of Cups. Yeah. We have here the Six of Swords and the Three of Swords and the Moon card. Okay. I definitely feel like this person's parents were divorced. Maybe even one of their parents is not here anymore. I mean, I definitely feel like their mother is present in their life. Maybe the father, either he passed away early, maybe they didn't grow up with their father, or their father was more emotionally distant. I feel like there's a lot of heartbreak surrounding the father. I don't know why. But their mother is very important to them. I see a lot of maternal energy here. I definitely feel like you're going to have a good relationship with the mother. Like, she's going to like you a lot. I feel like she's very nice, very open-minded, very kind person. It would surprise me if you don't get along with her. I feel like she is going to welcome you with open arms, and she's going to be really happy that her child, you know, finds someone, because I feel like she wanted her child to find someone for a very long time. Like, they could tell that their child wasn't happy. I feel like your future spouse has maybe gotten their heart broken a lot, you know. So yeah, she's going to be very happy that you come into her child's life. I feel like with the King of Cups, this is the father. I feel like he was a bit like I said, either not there or emotionally unavailable with the King of Cups. You know, the King of Cups, even though he's a water sign, he can sometimes be emotionally unavailable. I'm just getting that energy from the King of Cups right now. It's not always the case. Yeah, especially with the Six of Swords. Maybe the father moved somewhere away. Maybe the father is away. Or if their parents were still together, you know, I think they got divorced. If this person's parents is still in their life, their parents got divorced. So maybe their father had to travel and work a lot away. I don't know. Maybe in the military could be. But yeah, the mother feels like kind of like a granola type of mother, you know. Very much all about natural, eating healthy. She's very progressive, very open-minded, very kind. Maybe all about the environment. Maybe has pets. He's very cool. Very, you know, low-key. Very chill. That's the energy that I'm getting. And I feel like your future spouse is very hardworking. You know, they're very skilled and dedicated to their job, and they may build something for some of you. I don't know, I'm getting like maybe they're an engineer, or maybe they're working in like a tech field or robotics or something like that, or maybe they make something with their hands. Some of them could be like blue collar jobs that they have. Maybe creative. This gives me, I don't know, the energy of creativity. As well with the King of Cups, you know, they could be doing something creative. Maybe a therapist. But yeah, either way, they're very hardworking. With the King of Cups and the chakra healer, there could be some sort of healer. It could be like a doctor or nurse. For some of you, it could be some sort of spiritual practice that they have. I feel like they definitely got their mother's compassion here with the King of Cups. I feel like they had, like, their mother was very compassionate as well. And they were brought up with, you know, values about being nice and kind and compassionate and helping other people. Yeah, this person definitely has, like, strong empathy, your future spouse. And if you feel like they maybe moved away from where their parents live, maybe they move in a different part of the country, so maybe they don't see their parents every day. Yeah, and I feel like your future spouse definitely has had some heartbreaks or disappointments tied to their work, their income, maybe. Yeah. I feel like with the Moon card, they might experience as well some sort of mental health issue, maybe that runs in the family, maybe depression or anxiety. Or maybe their mother is very intuitive and they kind of, and very compassionate. Maybe their mother was an empath and they kind of inherited that as well. And they're also intuitive and empathic. Yeah. So tell me more about this person. It feels to me that they kind of come from an environment where there's maybe a lot of rain, maybe colder weather. I mean, we have 2 cards of rain. We have here winter, so that makes me feel like northern hemisphere energy. Maybe they grew up maybe also in somewhere in the countryside with a lot of greenery, maybe even on a farm. And I feel like they definitely, like, moved to like a big city. Yeah, they definitely moved away from the city that they grew up in. Let's see. What can you tell me about their current lifestyle, the current work, profession, income, values, and all that? Oh, I'm hearing like they're very close to their sister. This might be their sister. Maybe their sister, like, helped them through some sort of painful heartbreak. I feel like women are very important in this person's life. They're very close to the women in their life. Sister and mother. Ace of Wands. They could be an entrepreneur here, or they could do something creative. 10 of Pentacles. Oh. They might come from generational wealth. Here with the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like financially, they were well taken care of. So either the mother or the father had some sort of generational wealth. Or it could be that they've accumulated a lot of wealth, maybe through their own business. And so they're able to pass on a lot of money to you guys as kids, right? 4 of Wands. I feel like this person is kind of in a phase where, you know, they could retire. They're very financially successful. They make a lot of money here with the 10 of Pentacles, but what's missing is family. A family of their own. Spirit, yeah. I feel like, you know, like materially they're good, you know. I feel like when it comes to the material world, income, work and all that, profession, they've succeeded. But what they're missing is like soul, it's family. Yeah. What's their profession? What do they do? I feel like family is very important to them. Even though it might be very small, they're very close to their family. Tell me, what's their profession? I even can see them like financially supporting their mother or sister or maybe brother or something like that. Tower. Star. And 3 of Pentacles. This person could have some sort of service where they help people in some sort of way. Like I said, maybe it could be a doctor, could be even maybe like some sort of, maybe they own their own consultancy company. Maybe they're a lawyer. They're helping people with their service. Yeah. They're helping people who are experiencing difficulty. I'm not getting more, to be honest. Anything else? What can you tell me about this person's lifestyle, upbringing, culture, background? Anything. What's the world that this person comes from? Ten of Wands. Six of Pentacles. Okay, this person might also do like a lot of charity. Like maybe they give money to marginalized communities. Seven of Cups. Seven of Wands. Yeah, this person has faced a lot of obstacles. This is someone who's hardworking and who's never gave up. They could even be married before, and they walked away from it. I can also see maybe a broken engagement. Maybe they didn't make it to the altar. I feel like this person was maybe exposed to a lot of different cultures as well. With the Seven of Cups, I definitely feel like this person has multiple streams of income. They might have the 9-to-5 job. They might also have a job on the side, maybe multiple jobs. They could also have like investments as well, stocks, real estate. Yeah, this person definitely has like multiple streams of income. It could be also online content creation, especially with that star. So there could be something, they could do something online or with marketing or something like that. Yeah. I feel like this is someone with very strong morals, you know? This is not someone who would compromise their morals for money or greed or something like that. They're very resilient when it comes to their morals. They can say no to things very easily. This is not someone who's very easily swayed as well. Tell me more about this person's world. What kind of world did they come from? Knight of Cups. Oh, they're definitely like romantic, hopeless romantic. They're looking for the one. They want to find their one, but they haven't found them. Ace of Pentacles. For some of you, they might already have a child. Ten of Cups, yeah. Family is so important for them. So either they want a child, or they already have a child, or they're just very close to their mother or sister and all that. Yeah, they definitely want at least to have a creative family of their own. What else? Four of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this person is kind of like slowing down when it comes to focusing on work. They're looking for love right now. That's their main hope. They're looking for love. That's it. They have everything else. They're looking for love. Yeah, they're looking for you. Well, that's all I have for you. Pile 2, I hope it resonated with you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the reading. And if you want a private reading with me, you can always email me. My email's in the description box below. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay, the people that chose pile 3, the white agate stone, we're looking at the world your future spouse comes from. So we're going to look at their background, their upbringing, their family, their culture, their lifestyle, their profession, their work. So let's see. For pile 3, What is the world that their future spouse comes from? I'm hearing secretary, so I feel like this person works in an office. They might even have a secretary, like they might have some sort of leadership role. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Cups. Okay. We have the Empress. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the King of Wands. And we have the Four of Cups. Okay, so I definitely can see already that this person grew up financially a bit unstable here. But we have the Ten of Cups here. So even though they didn't always have money growing up, there was always love in the family here with the Ten of Cups. I feel like this person's mother is very important to them. She's very loving, very kind, sweet. She's like that dream mother, you know? She's very open-minded, very accepting. She's not harsh or critical. And I see here with the King of Wands, I feel like this is the father. This father might have not been interested in a relationship with this person. You know, maybe they weren't in their life, or maybe this person just was emotionally unavailable. They weren't there. They didn't give love as well, you know? Like maybe this father was a bit prideful. This could be the case where their parents were never married, but could be even that this person came about out of a fling or something like that. Because the King of Wands next to the Nine of Cups gives me like arrogance, gives me like a lust. So yeah, I feel like the father, you know, might have not been the greatest, but I feel like now with the Nine of Cups though, this person has everything that they wanted. This is definitely like a story of, you know, rags to riches. So they grew up poor, maybe with like a single mother or something like that, and then they went to school, and then they started working, and they made a lot of money, and now they have everything that they want here with the Nine of Cups. All their needs are met, you know. Nine of Cups is about pleasure. It's about splurging. So this person maybe loves to spend money, loves to enjoy life. They might love to go to nice restaurants, buy nice clothes, vacations and all that. And I feel like, you know, they're very close to their mother. Maybe they take care of her financially as well. With the King of Wands, they could own their own business. They could have some sort of leadership role if they work for a corporation. Yeah. I feel like this person might have been a workaholic, where they were not really interested in love. You know, maybe this person doesn't believe in love. They might have already been married before, might already have children. What else? Tell me more about the world that this person comes from. Yeah, family is very important to this person. I feel like as well this person works out a lot. Maybe they were encouraged to be healthy and exercise a lot. If Sagittarius, we have the Strength card. We have the Capricorn card, we have the Mercury card, we have the Ten of Swords, and the Four of Wands. I feel like this person, you know, loves abundance, loves nice things, they love comfort, they're obsessed with aesthetic, right? So their lifestyle definitely like includes beauty and all that, and comfort, and yeah. This person might all be about self-care, you know, they have some sort of self-care routine, or they take really good care of themselves. Not just only for health reasons, but also to look good as well. With the Sagittarius card, it could be that they were raised religious, or maybe they, you know, stopped being religious, or maybe they still are. We have Sagittarius is very religious, and sometimes it's this energy of preaching. So I feel like this person has a lot of strong beliefs. even be like about politics. I see this person talking a lot about their beliefs, especially here with Mercury card. This person has very strong beliefs or political beliefs, and they talk about it a lot. They're very much informed on those kinds of issues as well. I feel like with the Strength card, this person is very disciplined. I see them also being disciplined when it comes to, you know, sex. I feel like this person is very selective of who they sleep with, who they date and all that. This person probably didn't have like a phase of like promiscuity. I feel like they're very controlled when it comes to that. Very disciplined. I feel like this person is... doesn't have like a lot of bad habits because they're really tough on themselves, you know. This is not someone who overindulges in things. They're very disciplined. They could have a lot of Scorpio or Capricorn energy in their chart as well. And I feel like this person is pretty confident, especially with the King of Wands and the Sun card. You know, they're very confident in themselves, their abilities. They probably had like, I think it's their mother who like made them feel like confident in themselves. Especially with the Nine of Cups, this person can be a bit smug, can be a bit full of themselves. Like they know that they are successful, that they're attractive and all that. Yeah. But with the Sagittarius card, they're also definitely adventurous. They could like to travel as well. This person could be attracted to people from different cultures. They might like to... They might have like a diverse friend group as well. And they love freedom. This person loves freedom. They love travel. They love learning new stuff. This person is constantly learning. This person probably reads like a lot of, I don't know, philosophical books. A very smart person. They're very well educated, and they have a very much an abundant mindset. Like nothing gets them down. They're very optimistic in life. And I feel like whenever this person gets like a challenge, they handle it with calm, with integrity, and with persistence. They're very good with challenges. Yeah, they're very strong. And they're also very practical and responsible. Like this is the kind of person who wants to take care of everyone around them through practical means. This person loves to take care of their family, you know? The person that they marry, their parents, maybe their siblings. You know, they've always been like the practical and responsible one. And they're very ambitious as well. They're very career focused. And they may hold like a position of authority here with the Capricorn card. And I feel like this is the kind of person who doesn't like change jobs a lot. You know, this might be someone who will work like for 10, 20 years at the same company. They steadily, with progress, work towards their long-term goals. I feel like this person is gonna work their way up wherever they work. Yeah, this is a very disciplined person. I wouldn't be surprised if they wake up at 5 in the morning, go work out, and then eat healthy, and then go work and all that, blah, blah, blah. Mercury is, again, this intelligence, you know, very good with communicating, very adaptable. Nothing gets them down. They're very adaptable and solution orientated as well. And they may have like work in environments where negotiations are required. So that could be the corporate environment, could be the law, could be... With the Mercury card, could also that they analyze a lot. So it could be something scientific. With Mercury, could also be teaching. Mercury is also networking. Yeah, so they're very smart. They have a sharp mind. They could also work in strategy or problem solving, or some sort of fast-paced environment. And with the Ten of Swords, they've been through a lot. They've been betrayed, right? but nothing gets them down. Okay, let's see what else. Let's talk about their profession and income and lifestyle. Let's see the current profession, income, and lifestyle when pile 3 will meet them. Hierophant, Taurus. Taurus and the Hierophant could be some sort of financial institution. They might work at a bank, corporate world. 2 of Swords. 8 of Cups. This kind of makes me feel like when you meet, their company or something might be merging with another company, and so you guys are going to maybe meet through work, and they're gonna come and work at your job, or you at theirs, I don't know, or maybe they're gonna find a job somewhere else. But yeah, they definitely work in some sort of financial institution here with the Taurus and the Hierophant card. I mean, I feel like the Hierophant is also Taurus energy, right? So again, it's this double financial monetary system energy. And maybe they help make decisions here with the 2 of Swords. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. With the Taurus card, very financially stable. Like Taurus is someone who likes to splurge, someone who has the money to buy the nice things in life, you know? So they have a lot of money, a lot of assets. Could be that they walked away from a job that was unfulfilling, and again, they might start it their own. What else? What can you tell me about this person's world, just in general? Queen of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 7 of Swords, and the Aquarius card. I feel like this person has like a very good balance between work and personal life. Even though they might like have a demanding job, this is the kind of person who would still have a lot of time for their family, right? And for you, because it's very important. With the 3 of Wands, yeah, I feel like this person is like kind of attracted to maybe different cultures. So it wouldn't surprise me that this might be a relationship where you both are from different cultures, different backgrounds. Yeah, they've been exposed to so many different people. And with the 7 of Swords, I feel like this person is very clever, very strategic. They also keep their cards close to their chest. They don't always reveal everything. It might be a bit secretive. Again, yeah, they're very good at negotiating, problem solving, and all that. They're independent here with the Aquarius card as well. Maybe innovative. Aquarius might also be like entrepreneurial energy. So again, they could have their own business. They're also very progressive in their values. You know, they think everyone is equal here with the Aquarius card. And they might be also drawn to unconventional careers, or maybe careers with technology or AI or something like that. Tell me more. This person's background. Who are they? pretends to be richer than they are to impress you. Yeah, this person could have some sort of issue with maybe overspending, you know, with the Nine of Cups and the Taurus energy. They love to maybe splurge. Love language, physical touch. Tell me more. Who is this person? Hard worker, yeah. Possessive. I feel like this is more so about possessive, you know, about literally possession. So they're very materialistic. Also cooking, cleaning, and taking care of the kids. Yeah, that makes sense with Aquarius. I feel like this person wants like equality when it comes to the household. You know, they will contribute in these areas as well. What else? Calm. An empath. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, this is all I have for you, pile 3. I hope it resonated with you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of the reading. And if you want a private reading with me, you can always email me. My email is in the description box below. Have a good day. Bye-bye.